nothing but the dog in me.
Why must I chase the cat?
Good evening and welcome to Pound Posse Presents. It's been a couple weeks since I've been on the air. Was a little under the weather last week. Not feeling that great this week either, but I'm all wound up because there's all kinds of things going on. Just came from seeing some people I love, and it was a beautiful thing. If they're watching, I'm going to say hi because I had a run to come to be on TV. You know, that's a thing, and Speedo knows, you know, there's so many things you can't do because you have a commitment to the show. So if I spend an afternoon doing stuff, and like this afternoon it was like loving on my niece, it's like time to go, gotta go, you know. TV land awaits. So here we are now, and I'm gonna start by wishing an early happy birthday to Speedo, whose birthday is on Monday. Want to come out and wave to the camera? You sure? I know you're not gonna say no. Happy birthday, Speedo. Come on around front if you have to.
Hello.
So Speedo's gonna be 21 on Monday. Again, yep, 21 with a number of years experience. So happy birthday to you. Hope you enjoy the rest of your birthday weekend. He was just saying he was gonna be at work on his birthday. Well, you know, I was too a couple weeks ago. It is what it is. You know, it's not like you're a kid. When you're a kid and you have a summer birthday, it's great because you know you have the day off, you're not in school, you know, it's like, woo, it's my birthday. But you know, I learned when I grew up, the far better day to have off is the day after your birthday.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
You know, when I used to do a lot of my going out and cavorting and all that, the day after your birthday, you could work that day and you can go out that night. The next morning, you want to have it off. You don't want, and you know, you get to a certain age, you don't recover the same. It'd be even better now if you've got plans to have that next day off. Another birthday I'd like to bring out there, my birthday show co-host, Kristen Sochi, her birthday. Happy birthday, Kristen. Yeah, she's, I think it's today is her birthday. And I know I posted on her Facebook wall, but right now I've had an energy drink and my head is spinning. I'm not gonna lie. And I have a lot of food in my belly and I have indigestion, but I'm fat and happy and it's all good. Anyway, so yeah, Speedo's birthday Monday, Kristen's birthday today. A couple weeks ago we did the bike show at Pet Playhouse. That was a great day. We got interviewed. You had your interview with the Lions Club lady too, didn't you? Didn't you talk to her out in the parking lot?
I talked to her, but I wasn't on camera.
Oh, okay.
When you were walking out, like that, just before they were talking to you, they were walking this way, you were going down. I went like this. In other words, interview you. Go.
Oh, okay.
And they pulled up and they talked to you.
Yeah, there was a lady, Lion Around Town or something, I think is the name of the show. I have her card in my bag, and I apologize if I don't have that right. But she's like a higher up in the Lions Club, and she was at the event, and she was interviewing people. And, you know, I didn't know who she was, and I'm like, hey, you know, you guys are walking around. She interviewed me to put me on her show. It was really cool. But it was a fun day with my friends, Bikers Against Animal Cruelty. And we have, Speedo and I have a little master plan for something coming up. Let me just say my shirt may be a hint.
There you go.
We'll leave it at that. But, you know, we're always trying to do something good around here. And I think that'll be a fun night. And can I give the date? August 22nd, provided everything comes through. You know, I hate to give dates because, like, something always happens. But August 22nd, if everything goes well, Speedo, my shirt, me, something going on. We'll see. We'll see. That's all we're going to say. But yeah, it's been a crazy week too. There was, for those of you who know that I've got a new job, there was a fire at my job and it's been a really incredible week. It's funny how when there's a crisis, people come together, you know, so there's been a lot of camaraderie at work and you know, get to know people in a different way when you have to work a little closer because you're doubling up in workspace. So it's been an interesting week, that's for sure. Had Monday off because it was a fire day. How many can ever say they had a fire day? It was crazy, but should be a little bit more back to normal for me on Monday, which I'm really glad, because it's been a crazy week. And I'll tell you what, it's a good thing that the owners don't realize quite how much more exercise I've gotten there this week. I was on the second floor, camped out at a lunch table with my little triage center, and if I went up and down those stairs 1,000 times, I'm not surprised. But it's probably 1,500 times, because you get either halfway up or halfway down, and you remember you forgot something on the other end. So, you have to double back. But, yeah, I got a lot of exercise this week. It's probably why I'm wound up, too. Okay, so let's get into the show, because I'm just babbling, and, as much fun as that is, there is more of a point to the show than me babbling. In some news this week, Puppy Dough's abuser was sentenced to 3 to 5 years on his larceny charges. Now, if anybody remembers, part of what they got him on was ripping off the old lady that he was taking care of for excess of $130,000 worth of cash and jewelry. So in addition to torturing and mutilating Puppy Dough, he was up to all kinds of no good. So it's nice to know that he's going to get some time. They did go above the guidelines for his sentencing, which is good. I'm really glad. There's probably no amount of time that I'm ever going to feel is enough time for him. He's been in jail for 2 years now, in solitary confinement, which, hey, it is what it is. Zach, let's get the pictures up. This is what he looked like when he went into jail, fat and happy and living off the backs of others. Zach, let's get the next picture. Not looking so happy now, is he? I mean, I really don't care how cruel I sound, but suffer. I hope he's suffering for all he did to Puppy Dough, and I'm not going to rehash the horrible things he did to her, because I know Speedo especially can't take it. He walks out of the studio when I get started. But, yeah. Let's go the then and now again, Zach. Yeah. Big difference, don't you think? He's aged. He's lost a ton of weight. Can't say that he's living the life he was used to, huh? So really, let's get that. We also have a picture of Puppy Dough for those who don't remember that sweet baby. Who, it's a beautiful thing to know that there's so many people who are still going to court. I'll take the camera back, Zach. There's still so many people going to court. There's still so many people who will never forget Puppy Dough, who will always want to stand up and, be her voice and want to see justice for her. August 14th is the status hearing for the Puppy Dough case. So, the proceedings go on. Hopefully, her abuser will get sentenced stiffly as he did get sentenced for his larceny charges. I really hope that this becomes more or less of an example for anybody else out there who does the things that they do to animals, because it really can't be tolerated. These people are cowards. This guy has proven that he's a coward, but animal abusers really need to be made an example of, and I hope with all of my heart that they put him away for a considerable amount of time for what he did to her. And if he turns into a skeleton and disappears, I wouldn't care.
Accidentally, a lot of times, I'll have a cat up in my room, Callie. Callie's
Yeah.
She likes to sleep when I'm in bed. She'll come up and she'll keep me company. It's so nice. And sometimes I'll be sleeping like this, and I'll step on her tail.
Yeah, you
Oh,
step on your dog's toe or your cat's tail by accident, and you're freaking out because you hurt your baby. How can anybody do stuff on purpose? Exactly.
To that magnitude.
Yeah, especially to that magnitude. I remember one time my ex-boyfriend was over the house and he had his big heavy boots on and he almost stepped, he was about ready to step on Kelly's foot. I pushed him. I saw it about to happen and I didn't know if he realized she was just underfoot. He was ready to step on her foot. I pushed him so he wouldn't step on her. And he was considerably bigger than me. But, you know, I mean, even an accident, you can't.
That's what I'm saying. And your heart is so good.
Yeah.
And somebody,
How can you be so evil?
I don't know.
I don't understand. But, you know, there's just not enough jail time he could get. There's not enough solitary time he could get. There's just, to me, not enough that could happen to him. There's really not enough. But in case you are wanting to get, you know, back connected to the case, to follow the puppy doe portion of it, there are pages on Facebook, Justice for Puppy Doe. There's an event page that keeps circulating all the updates. And as I see them, I do try to post them both on the Pound Posse Presents page as well as my personal page. You know, fortunately, I'm connected to a few people. Juno and her mom. Juno's mom is always like right on top of things. Another friend, Donna, is always on top of things. So I can always go to their pages and, you know, see what the updates are and be able to share them. So I'm fortunate in that I have a little bit of, you know, a go-to place. But, you know, you can always Google it too. But yeah, August 14th is going to be the day to watch, and I'm all for it. And I'm going to switch things up a little bit, Zach. I know I told you we're going to put this in a different spot, but I want to, since we're mentioning Juno, I want to congratulate my friend Gizmo and his mom, Jen. Gizmo passed the test for the Canine First Responders. Look at that. They took the test at Sandy Hook, and it's just amazing what this little dog can do. And look how tiny he is on the front of that fire engine. That's just crazy.
I love going there.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it was really, you know, Speedo gets the best of the best here. You know, when I have dogs on, he gets to play with them. When I have like these little celebrity guys on, he gets like to have the love. He loves to hold them, and if they stay around long enough, they get to make little cameo appearances on his show. But we're very proud of Gizmo and his mom because, you know, they do a lot of good. They pour their hearts into the community. His mom, Jen, is just such a good-hearted person. And, you know, Gizmo really does do so many wonderful things for people, you know. And there is a gratuitous, cute picture. What's the next picture we got there, Zach? Juno and Gizmo having lunch. Maybe it was a celebration, I don't know. But I can't stand that picture. It's just far too cute of Gizmo and Juno having lunch. Wish I was there. They're just too cute. My absolute favorites. But yeah, congratulations to Gizmo for earning his Canine First Responder status. You can check out Gizmo's Friends as it reads up there on the screen to follow Gizmo. And K9, that's the letter K, the number 9, First Responders, to see what Gizmo might be up to with them. And I will take the camera back, Zach, even though I would love to continue to watch that little picture. I just, you know, I can't stand it. If you go to Juno's page, I'm pretty sure it was Juno's page. Juno's or Gizmo's. There was a really cute caption with that. It was hilarious, and I love to follow them because we all know I have an obsession, okay? I can't help myself. All right, so I was going through the internet, going through Facebook as I usually do, and I came across an article that brought to mind a really cool thing to try to share with you because it's a topic that a lot of people try to avoid, I guess. Nail clipping. The article that I read was a good reminder for me that it's very important to keep your dog's nails clipped. It's very important not to let them get too long. A lot of people are afraid to do it themselves. There is a lot of, you know, a lot of risk, I guess I would say, because inside the nail there's the quick, and if you cut the quick, it's basically the blood supply to the nail and it will bleed. Zach, let's get up the diagram. There we go. This kind of like runs it down. You know, if a nail is short, the quick is short. If you let the nails grow out, the quick grows out. So it makes it kind of risky on a longer nail to cut the nail, but it's doable. This shows the proper angles for the cut. You know, some people can do it and some people just can't, you know, and I get that. Some people would like to try it, but maybe don't have the confidence or feel like they have the knowledge to do it. And on the other side of that, some dogs are stressed by going to the vet or the groomer, and others are stressed by their owner. So you really have to call it for yourself. You know, whether you take your dog to the vet to have it done, or you take your dog to the groomer, or you want to do it yourself. You know, nails that don't get trimmed and are let be too long can cause all kinds of problems. Foot and joint pain, alignment issues. You know, a dog can't walk comfortably or properly. Nails can curl into the pads and cause bleeding and tenderness and ultimately infection, which is never good. There's a diagram of the dog's feet. All right, that's another one of the nail. That goes down into the breakdown of like all the different parts of the toe and the nail. And you can see, this is the one I was talking about. If you've got a short toenail, everything lines up right. If the toenail is too long, it throws everything off. And, you know, just like they say with a woman with a heavy purse, walking crooked to compensate for the weight on her shoulder throws your back off, throws your spine alignment off, causes all kinds of pain. If your feet aren't properly supported in your shoes, causes back pain, knee pain, leg pain. It's really literally the same thing when a dog's nails are not cut properly, because the foot has to move to adjust for not being able to have it flat on the surface. And I've seen dogs walking around. I'll never forget one time when I was at the shelter, this dog's nails were literally curled under, and I don't know how this dog was even walking around. I really don't. You know, it's something that people maybe don't think about, but it is very important. And you know, some dogs don't like their feet handled. Some have already had bad experiences. Sometimes it's a matter of conditioning and gain trust. Other times it's, you know, it's always going to be a struggle. Light colored nails are much easier. Zach, there's a couple of photographs of of like dogs' toenails. There you go. Let's hold this one up. The light colored nails are a lot easier. You can almost see through it. You can see right there where that pink is, and that's the quick. And you can see the portion of that nail that needs to be cut. So, you know, if you have a dog with light colored toenails, it should be pretty easy. You just, you know, if you have the right tools, and I'll talk about those in a second, you can just make that cut. Now, of course, you don't want to cut too much. Even if you just did half of that, you know, you'd be ahead of the game. You get used to doing it. You get your dog used to doing it. You don't get too close. It is painful if you cut that quick. Yeah, it's like ripping your nail down too far. Exactly. You know, you start small. Don't leave sharp edges. I always file my dog's nails after I cut them, because especially the back feet, if they scratch and it's got a jagged edge, they're going to cut themselves up. So there's a lot to consider with that. Like I said, I file too. If you have a good blade, maybe you wouldn't have to. Some people like those grinder tools. I'm not all about that. My dogs would never tolerate it. I think there's another picture of a toenail. There you go. See, those are easy to see too. If there's one dark nail there. Now, if you've got a dog with mixed nails, that's one thing. You can kind of gauge the dark nail to the light nail. If you've got a dog with dark nails, it is harder. I'll give you that. But it's doable. You start small. You just do a little tiny bit at the end, and you know, get yourself used to it, get your dog used to it. You want to make sure you have the right tools, like I was starting to say, Zach, we've got pictures of nail clipping stuff up there. There you go. There's different kinds of clippers. There's the guillotine style. There's like, I guess they call them the pliers style. Those are the ones I like the best. Usually they have a stopper in the back so that when you put the dog's nail into it, you can't go too far. There's like a little plate on the back side of that cutter so that you really can't go any farther than the tip of the nail. So especially if you're not used to it, it's a good thing. And it pushes aside. If you want to push it aside, you don't want to use it. Seems like most of the clippers I ever get, the thing just gets loose and it doesn't stay there anyway, so it's all good. The little scissors type, because you know that's probably better for a cat. That's usually what I've used on my cats. The same principles apply if you're cutting a cat's nails. You want to look for the quick. You want to make sure you don't do them too short. You're probably not going to have as good luck filing a cat's nails, but you know, cats use scratchers and furniture and carpets to even out their nails, so it's probably all good. But yeah, it's somebody in the house has to be good at it. They really. I'm still not a fan of the grinder thing. I think the noise it makes, my dogs would freak out. For me, it's like wrestling alligators to do nails anyway, but you know, it is what it is. It's got to get done, and I'm the one who does it. I will take the camera back. There is styptic powder. Comes in a little jar. It comes under different brand names. That's a good thing to have on hand if you're going to attempt to do your animal's nails, because if you do happen to tip the quick, and I've done it a few times myself, you always feel terrible because they know you've done it. You know, it hurt. It's like Speedo said, ripping your nail down a little too far. If you put the powder on it, it'll stop the bleeding. It may not be instant, you know, if it's bleeding pretty good, you might have to like keep caking the powder on there a little bit, but it will stop. Unless you've really, really cut into it, it'll take a few minutes, but the damage isn't like, oh my God, I gotta go run my dog to the vet because I just screwed up. It'll stop. You've learned a lesson. Your dog has to probably maybe go back a few steps with the whole trust thing, may not want you near them with the clippers again for a while, but you know, it's that type of thing where the consistency, if you keep doing it, it makes a difference. You know, be patient, be firm. The dog is going to react to your vibes, so make sure that you're not getting stressed out or you're not letting it show. Just stay calm. Just, you know, dogs may not like their feet handled, cats may not like their, just chill. Do what you got to do. I may have to follow my dogs around a little bit. Bocce likes to run in the kitchen, so like I'm on my hands and knees following him with the clipper. It's great. Use treats as a you know, a little incentive. I like to sit there and say, oh yes, mommy loves you. Give me kisses. Let me cut your nails. You know, I mean, you got to do what you got to do to get it done. Do it in a well-lit area. Be careful. Make sure you have, like, you know, a pair or two of glasses on if you can't see, but we won't go there. You know, just do whatever works. And you know, if you want to learn how to do it and it's your first time or two, maybe have someone who knows and cuts their own dog's nails with you just for guidance. You know, sometimes though, the more people are around, the more screwed up your dog gets because, you know, it's just too much for them. But it really was something that I saw this article and I said, you know, I'm going to address it because it is, I'm sure, something that people either don't think about enough or maybe would like to be able to do themselves, but, you know, are a little nervous about it. Don't be. Try it. It's only going to do the best thing for your dog. Very quickly, because we're starting to run out of time, I've got a couple of dogs I want to show. Let's throw Abe up there, Meriden Humane Society. He's sad not to be in a home. He wants to give all his love to someone. He lights up when he gets a belly rub and a little bit of attention. He's got a beautiful face. He's recently groomed. He needs to be the only dog or in a home with a very calm housemate. He's at the Meriden Humane Society, and you can email meridensociety@sbcglobal.net That's MERIDEN Society at sbcglobal.net. Next up, we have Rudy. Rudy is a rat terrier, which is like my weakness. His owner's moving, can't keep him. Same old story. He's 6.5 years old, very active, very loving, and very playful. He's a typical terrier. He's house trained. He's good with many commands. No cats or young children. He's up to date on his shots and very healthy. You can contact Chris at thecratescapeusa.com. That's Chris at thecratescapeusa.com. There are 3 super urgents in Bridgeport. Let's just show them up real quick. Cyrus, no cats, dogs are okay. He's good with kids. Tilly, unknown with cats, no dogs, and older kids. Meadow, good with cats, no dogs, older kids. There's a rescue available to help if fosters come forward. You can dial 203-576-7727 to find out about them. And I'll take the camera back. Shelters are full, folks. This is the fullest summer. It's when it happens. People really need to step up and get some of these dogs out because every dog is going to be urgent very soon. So please make an effort if you can to foster, if you can adopt, to share, to network if you can't do either of those. It's a very serious time of year for dogs in shelters. A lot of them aren't going to make it out alive. So please, by all means, do something, anything to help these animals. Like I said, if you can't foster, if you can't adopt, foster. If you can't foster, share. Networking is a beautiful thing, and don't wait until it's too late. Every dog needs to be considered urgent. All right, how much time do we have left? We're done. I'm going to say until next time, peace, love, and dogs. Thank you for watching.